Today, I'm diving into an exciting analysis from a well-known XRP chart expert. Historically, once XRP breaks a specific level, it tends to go absolutely parabolic. And guess what? We're at that crucial moment again. I'll also share some intriguing insights from someone who admittedly suffers from a case of XRP derangement syndrome. Despite irrationally disliking XRP, he actually owns it. I've been trading crypto successfully for over 380 days, consistently closing every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $29,000 in profits by copying my trades. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in the profile description and start copying my trades for free today. And is calling for it to surpass $10. Talk about intellectual honesty. Even XRP's critics can't ignore its massive investment potential. Honestly, it's rare, almost impossible, to find analysts claiming XRP won't perform or that it's destined to flop. All signs point to big things ahead. Finding analysts with solid takes on XRP is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Sure, you might stumble on a few if they're known for having a bias against it, but beyond that, forget it. And honestly, this isn't the norm. Most analysts I've followed for years haven't been constantly predicting XRP's imminent breakout. It's only now that they're sounding the alarms. Because from a charting and historical perspective, the timing finally makes sense. But before we dive deeper, let me be upfront. I'm not a financial expert. This isn't financial advice, and you definitely shouldn't make any trades based on what I say or write here. Play smart, not risky. As I sit down to record this, it's Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. XRP is holding steady at $2.48, while Bitcoin hovers just under $90,000, though it briefly pushed past that milestone earlier today. XRP even touched $2.53 for a moment. We're still range-bound for now, but trust me, this won't last. Interestingly, we're sitting in extreme fear territory on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which is currently at 20 out of 100. Plenty of nervous traders out there, but let me tell you, fear at this stage makes zero sense from a historical perspective. The crowd, almost always on the wrong side of the trade. So here's the deal. As we inch toward the end of this cycle, history has a way of leaving clues. There are indicators to watch for, ones that scream, "Hey, we're nearing the finish line." Keep your eyes open because the game is far from over. I'm going to be shouting this from the rooftops. Those metrics are going wild, and we're definitely diving into it. Sure, some folks might come after me for saying it, but here's the thing. People have this habit of thinking trends will just keep going forever. Spoiler alert, they won't. And if you tell them that, oh, they'll get mad. They don't want to hear that the upward momentum might not last much longer. But hey, it's the truth, and eventually, we all hit that reality check. Now, let me show you something. This is a post by chart pro Mikey Bull Crypto. Honestly, it should give you a little more confidence. He points out that one of the biggest signs of a cycle top is massive inflows into exchanges. But guess what? Right now, it's the opposite. No sign of the cycle top just yet. And that checks out. As a cycle wraps up, you'll see a huge flood of funds moving into exchanges as people shift their crypto out of cold storage to sell it. That's just one angle to consider. You can also dive into tracking long-term whale holders, or even start with Bitcoin since it often sets the tone for the market. When you see a wave of massive whales making a splash, offloading their holdings right as the market heats up and prices climb, that's usually a major signal. But here's the thing, we're not seeing that right now. No single metric tells the full story, but when you piece together clues like this, you start to sense when we're nearing a turning point. For now, it's just not showing, at least not yet, unless this time truly is different, and for the first time in history, everyone's suddenly playing by new rules. Then no, this ride isn't over, not even close. Chart analyst Jelly shared an updated post, sticking to the same plan. Bitcoin is expected to climb toward the upper range of their red box in the coming months. I'll keep slowly scaling out, they say. And where's the top of that box? Around $160,000. If Bitcoin hits those heights, it's hard to imagine XRP won't follow with some jaw-dropping, face-melting moves of its own. Many analysts, though not all the ones I follow, but quite a few, are predicting double-digit XRP price action this cycle, and it's not hard to see why. If Bitcoin truly reaches those sky-high levels, history suggests there will be plenty of opportunities for risk-takers to cash out their Bitcoin profits and roll the dice on XRP and other altcoins. It's just what people do. To assume human nature has suddenly changed, that greed and the thrill of gambling are a thing of the past, and everyone's now tucking their profits away safely under their metaphorical mattresses, is frankly pretty absurd. They're sticking with the gambling game for now. Sure, the party always winds down eventually, but not before the same old patterns play out. Because let's face it, human nature never really changes. The twist? One expert thinks the clock is ticking and the cycle could shift within the next few months. Enter chart analyst Mustache. He's got his sights on the crypto total market cap and just shared an intriguing post. On the chart, he points out a strong bounce, calling it eerily similar to 2020. Are you ready for what might come next? Here's the setup. Last cycle, crypto broke through a key resistance level, dipped back to test it as support, then shot sky high. Mustache suggests we're seeing deja vu, the same pattern, the same setup, and intriguingly, the timing even lines up. So, is this the calm before the storm? Buckle up, because it might just be round two. I truly don't. And that's what makes this all the more exciting for XRP holders. XRP has already been outperforming the market, showing incredible strength. And here's the kicker. We haven't even hit the most euphoric stage of this cycle yet. That's still on the horizon. Take a look at this insight from chart analyst Dom. He's been highlighting a critical level of $2.20, which sits at the lower boundary of a key range he's been tracking. Right now, we're comfortably above it, but here's where things get even juicier. Last night, Dom shared another post, a series of XRP/ETH charts, and what he pointed out is fascinating. This is what I mentioned earlier, and let me tell you, if history repeats, or even just rhymes, things could go absolutely wild. There are so many metrics to analyze: XRP over USD, XRP over BTC, and, as we're focusing on here, XRP over ETH. All signs point to something big brewing, and I don't think anyone's ready for just how massive it might be. Take a moment to dive into the fascinating world of XRP and Ethereum. When you analyze XRP dominance, the relative strength index, or any number of metrics, the signs were all there. We knew XRP was poised to rally against the dollar and Bitcoin. It was all but written in the stars. And guess what? It delivered. But here's the catch. There's a historical precedent for ETH too. All throughout 2024, I kept saying it. Markets eventually find their bottoms. Well, here we are at another pivotal moment. Now, let's talk about Ethereum. What a roller coaster. Sure, I think ETH will do fine by the end of this market cycle, but right now, it's in the trenches. Maybe ETH rockets upward first, leaving XRP to play a bit of catch-up. That wouldn't shock me, but remember, I still firmly believe XRP will emerge as the ultimate winner by cycle's end, outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe even both combined. Why? Because XRP has been held back, suppressed, like a spring coiled too tightly. It started to bounce back, but I'm betting the real explosive moves are still ahead. Markets don't bounce back overnight, do they? Yet, XRP's price had been held back for years, thanks to the SEC's legal battle. But now, that chapter is finally closed. Here's where it gets interesting. Dom pointed out something big. XRP is pushing to break its all-time biggest resistance against Ethereum. Historically, when this level's been shattered, XRP has gone parabolic, posting gains of at least 160%. Imagine just half of that. XRP could flip Ethereum. Alerts are set. The break is on the horizon. Think about it. XRP's market cap sits at $144 billion, now ranked number 3. Ethereum's at number 2 with $262 billion. That's it. We don't even need to double from here to claim that number 2 spot. XRP is just getting warmed up. Now, let me say this. I truly believe Ethereum is going to take off. All the doom and gloom chatter about Ethereum, it's the same kind of noise we heard about XRP throughout 2024 before it skyrocketed. That kind of sentiment doesn't mean the naysayers are right. They're just your typical retail speculators, caught up in their emotions. You'd expect that from them. But here's the thing. I believe things are going to get much better before we hit the peak. And yes, after that, there will be a crash. It's inevitable. Then comes the bear market, and the cycle starts again. But right now, the best is still ahead. Take a look at what Dom posted. This historical perspective is fascinating. Sure, we missed the last cycle, but let's be real. That's history now. Just look at XRP in 2017 when it hit this critical level. It absolutely rocketed. Back in early 2017, and again later that year, XRP skyrocketed against ETH. Even in 2018, when it hit a critical level, it took off like a rocket. Those moments serve as prime examples, and now, here we are once again approaching that key level. Will this time be any different? The infamous, famous last words, my friends. Let's dive deeper. Here's a post from Don Alt, who, let's be honest, has an irrational grudge against XRP. With a whopping 659,000 followers, he's not short on influence. And sure, everyone's entitled to their hot takes, even if they're misguided. But at least Don is being upfront about what he thinks is coming next. He was watching XRP closely as it started to gain momentum back in November. Interestingly, he shared an XRP/BTC chart, calling it nice. For me, though, the real excitement lies in what's ahead. Of course, I believe XRP will absolutely crush Bitcoin. A new all-time high against BTC? Yeah, I'd bet on that. Someone asked, when's the perfect time to sell XRP and never look back? The idea being, once you sell it, that's it. XRP is done, won't do anything exciting ever again. Really? Is that how this works? That's just silly. Anyway, Don Alt chimed in saying, $10 is my ultimate target. He's been selling bits along the way, and whatever's left, he's holding for the ride. Interestingly, he revealed in earlier posts that he started buying around 60 cents, not as early as some of us who spotted the breakout beforehand. Still, once he realized what was happening, he jumped in. He's been selling portions as XRP climbs, with $10 as his peak target. And he's not alone. Plenty of analysts who don't irrationally hate XRP agree that $10 is reasonable. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we reach those levels. Sometimes, I even wonder if $10 is too conservative. It's not reckless to have price targets as an analyst, whether it's $8, $10, or even $12. Just thinking out loud here, what if we look back one day and realize it wasn't nearly enough? It's totally possible. Crypto is wild like that. Unpredictable things just happen. When enough money floods into the market, it all starts cycling through, and XRP will inevitably grab its share. Momentum builds on itself. Liquidity attracts more liquidity. Excitement fuels even more excitement. As the market heats up and a massive green candle appears, even people who have no clue what XRP is will jump in. At that point, it's not about understanding. It's just about the money flowing. People often buy things they barely understand, feeling justified simply because the price keeps climbing. It's human nature. This applies to every coin, XRP included. Even during the darkest days of the bear market when doubt was everywhere, I stood by this belief. And guess what? It still holds true, which is why I keep saying it. For us XRP holders, I genuinely believe the best days are still ahead. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor, and you definitely shouldn't make any decisions based solely on what I say. That would be a very, very, very bad idea.